Hey everybody, Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and Country Cook. Steve Hall here in Nashville, Tennessee with pretty Miss Sheila behind the camera. And somebody asked me, where'd you come up with that Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader thing? Years ago, I played a benefit with my band in Deerwood, Minnesota for the Range Riders Saddle Club. And a guy by the name of Bill Hansen, one of the greatest country singers I ever heard sing, he's singing for the Lord now. He walks on stage and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, here's Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, Steve Hall." And I just about fell off my drum set. I thought that was so funny. So I've kind of adopted that. I got a lot of friends up in Minnesota. Wayne Durant is a buddy I always go see. And Sheila likes to go over and visit with his sister Lori and Marv, her husband. I was over there the other day and she had these neat little treats. And I picked one up and she says, "Give me a taste test on that. Tell me what you think." And I took a bite and I said, "Well, at least you coat the whole thing. It's better than that cheap Cracker Jacks. That sucks. They don't even cover all the popcorn." I said, "I don't know what you got on this popcorn, but it's really delicious." She said, "The funny thing is, it isn't even popcorn." I said, "Well, what in the world is it?" And here's what we got. She gave me this little cookbook that she put together for a ladies' function, and in here is a thing called Glumpies, and that's what I was eating, is these little Glumpy things. And what it is it's this white almond bark. This is not actually the almond bark brand, but this is a vanilla. You melt it. It comes in these little cubes and the package that she had was like 1 pound 8 ounces, and all I could find at Walmart was 16 ounces. And the almond bark vanilla, don't buy the chocolate, make sure you buy the vanilla almond bark. Maybe it only comes out around Christmas time, she said, but I still found this stuff at Walmart. I'm going to take a package and a half of this and I'm going to break it up. This is the little tray that actually comes for the microwave. But I'm going to put it all in here and I'm going to break these little cubes up in here. And I'm also, because her package, I know you're not supposed to use your teeth, but sorry. Her package was 1.5, so I'm going to make the same amount with these 2 1-pound packages, and I'll just keep this off to the side. Now we're going to put this in the microwave for about 3 minutes and make it real soft. And here's the ingredients. This is killer. Everything is 2-2-2. It's easy to remember. 2 cups of Captain Crunch. And you can use the Christmas Captain Crunch if you want for more color, but the regular stuff's fine. 2 cups of Rice Krispies and 2 cups of mini marshmallows. And you can also use the colored ones if you want. Now, she did not put nuts in hers, but I have heard of some recipes that are about this same kind of stuff. And if you add nuts to it, it's called nuts and bolts. But these are Glumpies with nuts. I'm going to put about 1/2 cup of pecans in there, chopped real fine pecans. And first we need to melt this and get it real soft and bring it back, and then we're going to just pour it in, mix it up, and then we're going to take it out in little teeny teaspoons and put it on this wax paper. Be back in just a second as soon as we melt it. Alright, Sheila just brought this back from the microwave. It still kind of keeps its shape, but it is soft, believe it or not. And I'm actually going to pour the pecans on top of this and mix it in just a little bit so that it kind of gets an even coating on all my mixture. And again, here we go with the 2-2-2. 2 cups of Captain Crunch, 2 cups of Rice Krispies, and 2 cups of them little baby marshmallows. And we're going to stir this around while all this Glumpy stuff is still Glumpy, and oh man, it looks good and soft. And then, while it's still soft, we're going to put it on this parchment paper over here. And she said to use a small, like a teaspoon. If you don't have one of these, I got 2 of these little flipper kind of ice cream things that got the little wire that scoops around the back to help you dump it out of there. And I'm going to use the smaller one, which is kind of like a melon scoop for like little melon balls or something you want to take out of a muskmelon or something. Golly, this stuff looks terrific. And it looks like popcorn. It'll fool all your friends. And I think we're pretty mixed up here. It looks really good. So, let's get to working on our Glumpies. Here's our paper. I'm just going to take little dabs out at a time. and put it on the paper. This stuff is really rich, so she said just make little teeny piles of it and then let it cool. And I gotta confess, this is the first time I've made it, so you're seeing a first time version of my Glumpies, so if they go glumpy on me, it's my fault. I'm just kind of pushing them back together because when this chocolate, vanilla chocolate stuff cools, then they'll all stick together. And what we're going to do is once we get this all on here, we'll let it cool down, we'll turn the camera off, then we'll come back after they're back down to room temperature. You can actually put them in the refrigerator if you did this on a cookie sheet or something and you had a small enough sheet that you could fit in your fridge, or maybe some plates that would cool them down a lot quicker. And I might take a couple of these. Sheila, if you'd be so kind to grab me that glass plate right there. There's a couple of glass plates right there. If you'll grab me one of them. I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in here. And then I'm going to have her pop them in the refrigerator so we don't have to wait so long to come back to the camera and do it. But you kind of put them together, and they're really unique. I actually kind of put two little scoops in the same pile here. But what we're going to do, so you guys don't have to sit here, let me get one more in there so it looks nice for the camera. Over on this side. And Sheila, I'll put the rest of them here on this parchment paper. If you'll take that and just pop it in the refrigerator, we'll be back with you in just a minute. But this is the most unique tasting stuff with the Rice Krispies and the Captain Crunch and the little marshmallows. It looks like popcorn balls, but it's not. And it tricked me when I first tried it. And you know me, I love to eat. You can tell that by looking at me, but this stuff is awesome. So let me Glumpy the rest of these on here, and I'll be back with you with some cool ones, and we'll take a look at them and see what we got. See you in a second. Look at all the Glumpies we've got here out of one batch. And this batch just came from the refrigerator. These are firming up pretty good, but these are good and solid. Hold on. Oh, absolutely delicious. Here's the thing. 2 cups of Rice Krispies, 2 cups of Captain Crunch, 2 cups of little marshmallows, one of these 2.25 packs of pecan chips, which makes about a half a cup. I think it worked out perfect that I stirred around the chocolate, white chocolate that is, or vanilla flavored chocolate. And let me give you the brand here. Log House, because you can get this at Walmart, Candy Quick, CANDIQUIK, vanilla flavored, melt and make. It's got a microwavable tray, but I never used the tray. We put it right directly in the bowl. We used a 1 pound package. Then we took half a pound of the other pound package, and it was perfect because she had a 1 pound 8 ounce package of almond bark, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe they only have it around Christmas time, but I used that, and it's the same exact flavor. These are really great. Try them for your kids, your grandkids. They're hard to stay out of. But use your small little scooper. This scooper here is actually too big. Sheila took the little one back to the kitchen. But use the little ones because this stuff is so rich that you only really need a small little chunk like that to eat. And if you don't have one of them little scoopers, just use a teaspoon. That's what's in her recipe book. I want to thank Lori for giving me this little recipe book so I could make Glumpies for everybody. And these things are absolutely fantastic. Now, just in case I didn't mention what brand I used, this is called Candy Quick. You can get it at Walmart. CANDIQUIK, vanilla flavored. And I used a 1.5 package. That is 1 pound, and this is 1 pound. I broke off half a pound, so I used 1.5 pounds and it was the perfect blend, I think, for that. Any less or any more would be the wrong combination to make your Glumpies, and of course you do your magic 2, 2, and 2. 2 cups of Rice Krispies, 2 cups of Cap'n Crunch, 2 cups of them small marshmallows, and you can use any combination of colors for fun for the kids. Stir it all up, scoop it out, let it cool, and it is absolutely delicious. Lori, thanks a lot for the recipe. Say hi to Marv for me, and Wayne, if he happens to swing by the house. Me and Miss Sheila will get up that way. I'm sure you girls will head to Herberger's and do a little shopping. But I want to thank you very much. Here's our subscribe button right across the bottom of the screen. If you like our little recipes that we show up with from time to time, hit the subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when we come out with something else. Is it the best little fool all your friends because they think it's popcorn-coated candies? If it ain't, it ought to be. This is Steve Hall in Nashville, Tennessee, along with Sheila, my little video girl, saying we'll see you next time.